Coming to you live from my apartment, it's Rob Has a Podcast, and now here is the guy who is going to sit in the CBS audience soon and cheer for whoever they tell me comes out of the house, Rob Cesternino. Hello, everybody, and welcome to live on Tuesday night, September 16th. So very close to the end of Big Brother, 8 days away from the finale, but we've got a fantastic show here on the Final Five eviction where it was time for Frankie Grande to leave the house. The problem is over. That's right. We'll talk about the live or the taped eviction tonight, getting set up for the live eviction tomorrow night. So very big show. First, let me bring in our man who I'm sure is probably very happy tonight. Here's Brian Lynch. Brian, how are you?
I am good. I am happy. Frankie being evicted does mean that he will be eligible for the America's Favorite Player money, which he will be winning, most undoubtedly, right?
Oh, goody. Goody. All right, and then, of course, we have a fantastic guest for you guys here tonight. We had many requests for this over the course of the season, but now here she is. In my mind, the smartest player to never win Big Brother Canada. Here she is, Neda Kalantar.
Kalantar, close.
Kalantar. Yes, how you doing, Neda? Neda, what's new?
Oh, just life. Let's see with you guys.
Okay, not too much. We're getting no, I should say that. No, everything is going on because we're getting ready. The countdown is on, Neda. 8 days away from the finale of Big Brother and the premiere of Survivor 29. So all very busy times.
I'm more excited for Survivor, not gonna lie.
Why are you so pumped up for Survivor and not the finale of Big Brother? Because you don't want it to end?
Season. I mean, they can just give Derek the check already. We already know what's gonna happen, so I'm a little over it.
Yeah, but we said this a couple months ago about Big Brother Canada. We said, all right, Neda's gonna win. Just give her the check, and that's not what happened.
Yeah. Okay, maybe something crazy will happen. Unless like Cody wises up or something, I don't see it happening though. So.
Well, that's what I want to talk about with you tonight. And Neda, I feel like this is a big spot for you here because I feel like that we have a lot of people from the U.S. that watched you on Big Brother Canada, but I think we also have a lot of people in our audience tonight who did not know Big Brother Canada. So this is really your big coming out party for the American Big Brother audience.
Yay! I did okay, guys. You should go watch it. I did decent.
Yes. Well, I want to set up who you are and why you're such a great guest tonight because Neda was the person who, in the beginning of the game, was very much under the radar, but she was very much scheming and plotting the whole way, and she had a partner in the game in John, who ultimately was the winner of the season. But in a lot of ways, that she was kind of like the Derek, but it wasn't so much like that. Derek is sort of running the show. It was probably more of a partnership. Is that fair to say, Neda?
Sure.
Yes. All right. Well, we won't. Maybe 60-40 partnership. Maybe more than a 50-50. And so, but in the end, it was always assumed that Neda was going to get rid of John when they got to the end, but when John won the final 3 immunity, he surprised all of us and he got rid of Neda at the final 3. And so what I want to talk with you tonight is there a possibility that Derek and Cody could be the John and Neda of Big Brother 16? And by that, I mean, will they start dating after the show is over?
Yeah, they could totally start dating. They would make a good couple. But you know what? I really want Cody to just smarten up, and if he does win that final competition, to just vote out Derek. How huge would that be? And then he would be praised for it, right?
It would be huge. All right, hold that thought. Let me just set up that we are live here. We got the chat room going on, robhasawebsite.com. We also are going to be taking your questions on Twitter, #RHAP, and then, of course, on our YouTube channel at robhasawebsite.com/YouTube. You can submit your questions, and we'll take them later on during the show. Now, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of questions. Now, where is John? Where's John tonight? Now, it was very under the radar that you guys started dating. Should we assume anything if he's not around?
No, I'm literally just downstairs doing it. He's busy.
Okay, good. All right, good. With that, you're gonna make people nervous, and then you're gonna start getting solicitations from other Big Brother house guests.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Okay, and you don't want that. All right, so now let's talk about this idea of, is it possible? Does Derek not see this coming in some similar way to maybe that you did you suspect that John was going to not take you to the final three when he won the immunity?
There was always like a doubt in my mind that he wasn't going to take me. But okay, when he won the final HOH, it was literally the way he hugged me. I'm like, oh, I'm screwed. Like, he's not taking me to the end. That was the one time I knew for sure. Before that, I had like little doubts, but I was just like, no, he's totally taking me. It was the first time I felt comfortable in the game too, and it totally screwed me over.
Okay, so assuming Caleb doesn't win the veto, I think it's safe to say that he will be out with Derek as the HOH here?
Yes, that's what I'm listening to.
That's it. Brian, do we have any reason to believe that's not going to be the case?
No, we don't.
No, we do not.
We totally agree with if Caleb doesn't win, he'll be going.
Okay, so Caleb will go home at Final Four. And then when we get to the Final Three now, it's very similar, I think, to the Big Brother Canada Final Three in John and Neda, and then Sabrina. And Sabrina obviously would be Victoria, who is the person who has no chance to win, and how both people want to sit there with her. And I'm sure that you could see that this is a very dangerous situation for Derek to be in potentially, because he's leaving himself next to such an unbeatable opponent. Is it possible that Cody will be thinking, hey, I should sit next to Victoria?
I hope that's what he's thinking, but like, people need to realize the GOAT strategy doesn't work. Like, Victoria's gonna steal $50,000 away from somebody, and like, you think it's the smartest idea bringing someone weak like that to the end, but everyone else sees that she's weak too and wants to sit next to her. So, is it really the smartest thing to do? I don't know.
So what do you think these guys
backfired for me, right?
Is it smarter for Derek to take Beast Mode Cowboy to the Final Four and eliminate Victoria this week?
You know what? It depends. It depends if Derek wants to win the final HOH himself. If he does, I think it's smarter to take Victoria. If he doesn't, I think Caleb's a really loyal guy and would take Derek to the end if he did win it. So,
Brian, who do you think that Caleb would take to the end?
Caleb, for weeks, has thought that he's had this final three deal with Derek and Cody, so he would bring it down to the final three with them.
But let's say he won the final three HOH. Who would he take with him to the final two?
He would probably take Derek. I don't see anyone cutting Derek.
Is there any chance that Cody would take Beast Mode Cowboy with him to the final two?
No, I wouldn't say so.
So
I would agree with that.
Is it smarter for Derek if Cody wants to take Derek to the final two, if Caleb wants to take Derek to the final two, the only thing that could stop Derek from getting to the final two is if Cody decides that he wants to take Victoria to the final two. Should he vote out Victoria this week, or am I overthinking this, Neda?
No, that's actually a really good idea, but he needs to take in consideration that Victoria is a super emotional player, and if he gets rid of her, I don't know, he might lose her vote. I don't know.
Do you think the vote is going to be this close, Neda? Do you think that Derek needs to worry about one vote from Victoria?
No, but I think he will worry about it. He seems like one of those like overthinkers, so I don't know. Just watch him. Maybe he'll decide to get rid of her this week instead of Caleb. I don't know. That's a really good possibility.
Now, as we all know, the Final Four veto is ultimately going to come down to, the Final Four really comes down to who wins the veto. It doesn't even matter who ends up going up on the block this week. And so it's going to really come down to the veto. What is typically the Final Four veto? Do you have any idea what it typically is? Or is
it
there
range from many different things?
Many different things. Sometimes it's Candyland, right, Neda?
Yeah, that was ours. Good time.
Yes. And in Big Brother Canada, there was also penalties that you had to do, and I won't ever forget that Heather didn't want to wear the costume for the rest of the season. She took a penalty.
Standing next to her, I'm like, because I didn't want her to win. I'm like, Heather, that's gonna get really hot. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, no, I won't take it. I'm like, what? Like, how do you not? And you're trying to win this veto. How do you not take every punishment that comes for you? Especially because she knew she had like a huge possibility of going home that week. So
yeah. It's crazy. That's still the craziest thing I've ever seen on TV. So
That's not the craziest thing you've ever seen on TV, Rob.
it was up there. It was up there. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, so with the Final Four eviction coming tomorrow night, it's going to be a huge show. It's all going to play out. Brian, are the feeds going to be shut down now between now and then?
I thought we were getting feeds back. Yeah, tomorrow's eviction will be live.
So how do they do
will,
how will they do the veto? Is the veto going to take place on the show tomorrow night?
They probably could have already played it, and as soon as the feeds come back, we will be able to tell you.
Oh, okay. So then will we see the veto ceremony live on the show?
Yes,
Okay.
because the vote is right after the veto ceremony.
Got it. So that's going to be a very, very fun show. Of course, we'll be live right after that, 9:15 p.m. on Wednesday. Should be a very, very fun show tomorrow night. So, Neda, I know you were a huge Frankie Grande fan. I'm sure you are in mourning tonight. Neda, can you find the words to sort of help us get through the loss of Frankie Grande tonight?
Rob, don't put that on me. Jeez, now I'm gonna start getting like hate tweets. Like,
From who?
I didn't from all the Frankie haters. I don't know. You know what? Okay, I didn't like Frankie, but he did. In my mind, I think he played the second best game.
Yes. I would agree with that. I think that is a fair statement.
He just wasn't likable. Like,
Yes.
that was the problem. But, I mean, he got cheers from the audience, which I was so surprised on. Did you guys think he was going to get cheers?
Well, Brian, what was going on with the audience tonight? Of course, this was not a live show. This was a tape show. So how do they do the audience for these shows?
I'm under the understanding that they are paid CBS employees from around whatever that were brought in and told to do it. I think this is something they do every year, though.
Yeah, it's always a weird spot with the evictions that aren't the live evictions, because I don't know where they get the audience from. I don't know if they're like extras or if they're, but it's not the same regular audience that comes to a typical shooting. So we don't really know exactly who these people were.
I think it's invite only. Technically speaking, it's an invite only crowd.
Yeah. So I suspect this would have been a PR nightmare for CBS had Frankie Grande gotten booed. What do you think of that, Neda?
Oh, completely. Did you see how hard Julie Chen was, like, fangirling, like, talking to Frankie? I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah. No, I found it a little irritating.
Happened, booed.
Yeah, it was a little hard to swallow everything that was going on with Frankie. They really made a big fuss over him. I didn't like it that he was so happy that he got evicted, but he got to be on TV, so he's happy.
He's happy he didn't get booed.
I don't think he thought it was a possibility that he would get booed.
Yes, he did. He was worried about it. He was definitely worried about it.
Okay.
Oh, I thought he was just one of those people who was like, oh, I'm loved by everyone, and like, that's what the impression I got from him.
I guess so. So with Frankie Grande coming out of the house in the way that he did, he talks with Julie Chen and talked about how a couple different things I thought were interesting. One of them was when Julie asked Frankie, did you wish you would have put up one of these guys on the block at the Final Four? He said, no, I don't wish that, because that's just not the kind of person that he is. I'm trying to find the exact quote, but he said that, Brian, what was it, that he has too much honor and integrity to do that?
I'm trying to look for the quote in my notes too, but that's basically it. He said that he wouldn't, his loyalty, he wouldn't do that because he's a loyal guy.
Yeah, that's not who he is as a person.
He says he didn't compromise his values as a person.
Yes, unless it comes to breaking your agreement with Zach, right?
Well, Zach's a lower form of person to these people.
Is that what he is? He's a dingus? Is that what the problem is?
Like in the house, the persona, I mean, they think he's like abusive to women. That was like the whole scenario of what Zach had to get out for,
Neda, do you think Zach is abusive to women?
No, I love Zach. I think he's awesome. He's one of the people I think I'm the most excited to meet after.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are very excited to meet Zach. I think it's going to be very all good times for Zach. I think there's going to be a lot of house guests that are sort of trying to ride on his bandwagon.
I mean, his like Instagram and Twitter followers are insane. That's like the fastest I've ever seen it skyrocket before. Good for him.
Yeah, fantastic news for Zach. Also with Frankie, I thought it was also very interesting. He really threw Derek under the bus, I thought, in that one thing. He's like, I wanted to save Donnie. It was all Derek. I tried to save him. You guys saw that Derek did this. But I don't know, it wasn't totally clear from the edit, at least. I think that Frankie is probably going to be a little disappointed when he sees what we saw on the show, right, Neda?
Oh, completely. I think he thinks that he's been portrayed as like the nice guy. He's gonna come out and he's gonna see that like people hated him for getting rid of Donnie. That was like a huge thing that happened. So he might be a little disappointed at that.
Yeah, what I don't like about Frankie is that, I liked Frankie a lot in the first half of the game where he was kind of like, a normal person, but I didn't really love him in the pregame. And I felt like with Julie Chen tonight, he was back to exactly the same persona that he was in his pregame interviews. Like if you watched his interview with Rachel Riley and stuff like that, where he's just like, a grown man like screaming and stuff like that. That is not my favorite Frankie. And he was 100% back to that, throwing glitter up in the air. And it's too much. It's too much. I don't need that.
I feel like he does put up a little bit of a front sometimes, so we may have not exactly gotten to see like which Frankie's the real Frankie.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem like that the person that we saw tonight with Julie Chen is an actual person. It's just not very authentic to me.
It kind of irritated me when Julie was asking about if he regretted telling everyone that he was famous in the house, and he said that he was in a sticky situation that week and he had to do it. Hello, Rose. You had just received immunity for the week. You were free and clear for 6 days at least.
Yeah, he was like, day 49. I'll never forget that day. And then he was like, I had to throw glitter, throw magic out there. So I don't know. I just, I think that we all kind of wanted to see Frankie squirm a little bit at some point, and I feel like we never really got that, Neda.
Yeah, I think once he sees that hashtag Boo Frankie was trending.
Yeah,
Right.
when do we get to see that on the live feeds? Do you think that during the finale, is it possible that he gets an icier reception?
No, I don't think so. I think now that it's been cheers in the audience, I think people are going to move on from it.
I just don't understand why why Christine got booed to the degree that she did. Out of all the Big Brother contestants that we've seen in the past, why did Christine get the worst reception out of anybody in the history of the show, and Frankie came out to an ovation?
I don't know, but if somebody can explain it to me, that would be wonderful, because I feel so sorry for Christine, and like whatever, she did stuff that was wrong in the house, but for her to get booed like that, and that was like the most boos I've ever heard out of any contestant. There's been some shitty players before who deserve boos way louder than that, so I don't get it.
Did anybody ever get
booed? Or like
I know. Did anybody ever get booed on Big Brother Canada?
Andrew, I think. And he
Okay.
got called out by Arissa, too.
Yeah. And was Christine even as bad as he was?
No, not at all. Andrew outside the game is an awesome guy, I'm not going to lie. But in the house, he was horrible. He totally deserved way more boos.
Yeah, I don't really, the Christine thing, I get it why people are upset, and, she's, trying to snuggle with Cody, and she's married, and whatever, but, yeah, I just feel like that, if we're going to boo Christine, I don't understand why Christine gets, boos to like a 9 or a 10, and everybody else gets, applause.
Oh, yeah, and I was hoping Cody would leave just to see if he would get booed or not, because he obviously wouldn't have gotten booed. Double standard,
Yeah.
So.
Do you think Christine will get booed at the finale?
I don't think so. I think just because she got actually, I don't know.
I mean, it just seems so inconsistent that Christine would, come out to boos at the finale and then they would cheer everybody else. Like, it just seems crazy.
I feel like they try and gloss over Christine as fast as they can. Just introduce her and then put the next person right away.
Or if she comes out to applause at the finale, I don't understand what the disconnect is. Why that one audience booed her nothing changed, and then she got cheers at the finale.
Maybe she will get booed. I hope she doesn't.
I don't know. That's going to be one of the stories we'll watch on Wednesday night. That's going to be very, very fun to see. So let's talk about the other players in the house besides Derek and Cody. There's other players in the game. Do you think Caleb has a shot at this thing, Neda?
Maybe if somehow he's sitting next to like Cody and he has a good speech. I don't think so though. No.
Yeah.
Like about like a 2% chance maybe.
2% chance, Brian. You higher or lower than 2% for Caleb?
I mean, I'm gonna have to say higher, but I don't have that much faith in him. Like, there was this point in this episode when he was talking to Frankie about the reason he didn't nominate Derek because he didn't get to play an HOH twice, and Frankie kind of went off. And it made Caleb look really stupid on the show, but that is a thought. That was what Derek said to him in campaigning, and Caleb just didn't. He doesn't process information at all. He cannot see through things at all.
Also, he didn't shut his mouth. Anytime they plan anything, he'll just go and tell the target.
Yeah, Caleb's a nice guy, for sure. But, very, very, very nice beast mode cowboy man. But he is really dumb, though. Right, Neda?
Poor guy is a little on the stupider side when it comes to Big Brother. I think he just doesn't really have a clue what the game really is. And I think he just thinks, I mean, come on, he thinks that he has a chance of winning America's favor just because he's won a bunch of competitions. So kind of shows you how much he knows about the game.
Hey, Neda, I am the king of this house, okay? Beast mode cowboy.
That's almost as good as Brian's impersonation of Sabrina.
Oh, Brian, what did Sabrina say?
Do they want good TV? Is that what they want? Do you want good TV? Is that what you want?
That's great. Good times.
Yeah. So Beast Mode Cowboy, and I'm not even talking about tonight when he left the lights on in the veto competition where he couldn't figure out for a minute why he wasn't getting the answer right.
I mean, like, what really can you say about the guy, right? It's Beast Mode Cowboy.
Yeah.
It's entertaining to watch. I enjoy watching him, at least.
Yeah, the whole thing with, telling Frankie about the nominations, though, was really bad. And he's done that a lot this season, Neda.
Times. He did it to Frankie last time when they were about to backdoor him. He tells everyone everything, I think.
Yeah, he's just a parrot, and you almost have to tell him the fake plan, so you don't tell him the real plan, because then he'll go tell somebody.
But when he was aligned with Devin, who thought Caleb would actually get this far into the game? So good for him on that. I thought he was next gone after Devin.
No, he was a guy that you felt okay, he was right out there, right after Devin went home. Then you felt like he was going to go home, and I think maybe even after Amber went home, you were saying, okay, Caleb's the next to go. But really, once Amber was out of the house, then he didn't have to. He just kind of got into a groove, and he was kind of harmless.
I think he kind of changed a little bit too when Amber left. He became a little bit more sane, and people kind of started seeing Caleb the goofy fun guy instead of the stalker. So that might have helped his game, Amber leaving.
Neda, do you think it will be awkward at the Big Brother finale when Caleb is reunited with Amber?
I think so. Amber was on my house guest hangout. She was saying that everyone tweets her saying that Caleb's making all these plans for them for afterwards and stuff, and she's like, "What is this that you're doing without me?" So I think it might be definitely one-sided at the finale.
Do you think he's gonna have a little bit of an ego now that he made it that far, and do you think he's gonna be talking down to Amber? He's like, Amber, I made it all the way to the end. You're not dateable. You didn't make it to the jury.
No, well, I think Caleb just has an ego already, but I don't think him making it far in Big Brother is gonna do much. He's pretty.
Yeah. Do you think that if it's Derek versus Victoria in the finale, that's going to be a really boring finale night, right? Can they even do 90 minutes with that? Because they just start the news at 10:30?
No, and I think that's why people were so happy that John evicted me, because it was something interesting that happened in our finale instead of me and Sabrina ending up in final two.
Yeah, that it really we wanted to see you and John in the final two. That would have been good TV. Brian, you like good TV, right?
Oh, I had this whole fake planned.
Yeah, and then it was at least we wanted to stick around for that Big Brother Canada finale to see what you were gonna say. That was the only reason.
It was gonna be if I was next to John. I had this whole fake speech about how I was actually like 25 years old. I wasn't a fashion stylist, just to ensure that I won, but it never happened.
You were gonna lie to the jury and make up a fake identity?
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell them I was a social psychologist. I had a major in it. I was 25 years old, never done fashion. Yeah, it would have been good.
Why would
done that yet?
That's impressive.
Why would people vote for you if they thought you were older?
Oh, I just thought it would be like one of those things like, oh, I tricked you this whole summer saying I was like 21. So
You could say you have a daughter.
Oh,
and you have mouths to feed, and if they don't give you the money, it would be literally like stealing it out of your daughter's mouth.
Oh God, I hate that so much when people say that on Big Brother. It's like I don't care what you're here for. Like it's good that you're there to like whatever support your family. I want to do that, but that shouldn't be a reason why people want to keep you around.
But Neda, isn't it true that you hate kids?
No, I just hate the Easter Bunny. That's it. Kids are okay.
They're okay.
My baby was fabulous. I won the second person or the second whatever.
Let me bounce around to a couple of quick things, and then we'll take some of the questions. Did you think it was fair that Cody got to go first in the veto competition, and then they put his time up on the screen, and then everybody had to beat the time that Cody did, and Cody didn't have to the pressure of seeing anybody else's time when he did the competition?
Yeah, it's a little bit unfair, but I mean, it's Big Brother. Nothing at all is fair with Big Brother.
Yeah, whoever said Big Brother was fair?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Team America, we found out tonight. If somebody from Team America wins, they will get an extra $50,000. Neda, why are they doing this?
I don't know. I think they're doing it to make it seem as if like Team America has some sort of importance in the game still, because everyone kind of forgot about it or hated it. So now it's like, look, we're still important with this whole Team America stuff. Like, it's still relevant. But that means if Derek wins, he wins, what is it, $575,000 from all his like other wins and the $5,000 he won for the HOH. So it's a big prize.
It's insane. Brian, now when we talked about this over the weekend, we were saying that we thought it was that if Derek and Frankie both get to the end, they win that money. Brian, did Frankie report that incorrectly?
No. I think I was confused as well about it. I was under the impression that they didn't have to both go because Shelley Moore had got in contact with the producers or something. They said that wasn't true. That rumor was not true. And it did seem to me like whoever won would get this money. I was just in shock. I did not believe that they would just give somebody an extra $50,000 just for being the most popular house, or one of the 3 most popular house guests week 1 and winning.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't really understand why they're doing it. If they started at the beginning of the season, okay, I think we would like be a little more invested in it, but it just makes no sense that there's no way that they're even going to recoup that money. It's not like, okay, vote for Team America, who should get it for 99 cents, and they're making money on that. It's just like, oh, let's just give Derek another $50,000.
Well, Derek was complaining about how much he would have to pay in taxes like way early on in the game, so they may have just thrown that in there for
Is that what it is?
Deal for him. Maybe.
Oh my God, that was so nice of them to listen to Derek's complaints about the taxes.
Let's just throw on an extra year of groceries or something.
Okay, Neda, Cody, it seemed like, took a lot of shots at people when he was doing the freak show competition. Among the things he said that Britney's forehead is like a billboard. Was that called for?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Cody seems to be like this nice, genuine guy, and then he gets these little bursts that you're like, oh, is that the real Cody? So
yeah.
definitely
Cody was on fire tonight.
All right.
And then,
I don't know. Get extra airtime or something. Who knows?
Speaking of Billboard, Neda, did you follow the controversy that Mayim Bialik, the actress from the Big Bang Theory, the Blossom, and also of the Survivor One World finale fame, she wrote a blog for a website. I believe it's a Jewish parenting website, and she took Ariana Grande to task about why does she have to expose her kids to Ariana Grande on a billboard?
Oh my god, no, I did not see that. You just sent me a link of that. It's so funny.
Here, let me see if I can really quick give you the quote from Mayim Bialik. You know Mayim Bialik? Is she a big name in Canada?
No,
Okay.
not that I know.
Well, she's
I mean, people like tweeting me, Neda, you're a dumbass right now, so I don't know. Not that I.
yeah. So Mayim Bialik wrote on the popular website, I believe it's on Caveller.com. She said, "I don't want my kids learning about sex from billboards, which is why a few billboards I've seen lately really bug me. There's one for Ariana Grande, and I will go ahead and admit I have no idea who she is or what she does. Based on the billboard, she sells lingerie, or stiletto heels, or plastic surgery, because every woman over 22 wishes she has that body, I'm sure. Why is she in her underwear on a billboard, though? And if she has talent, if she's a singer, then why does she have to sell herself in lingerie? I mean, I know that society is patriarchal and women are expected to be sexy and sexual available no matter what we do in society, but I guess now I will have to explain that to my sons."
I mean, you can't really just call out Ariana Grande for that. You look at any billboard, and it's all naked people. So it's everywhere around us, not just her.
Yeah, well, Mayim Bialik, there's going to be...
I'll take them outside.
There's going to be yes,
Everything. Sex sells everything.
That's how this podcast got to be where it is.
Brian's on this podcast with us.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of tension at the CBS holiday party this year between Mayim Bialik and Julie Chen and Frankie Grande.
Fun. I wish I was there.
Why is Mayim Bialik becoming like the Andy Rooney of mom bloggers? That she's like, you know what really bothers me? Have you seen these billboards lately? What's with these naked people on billboards? I'm not sure why this was a big news story, but it seems like everything Ariana Grande touches seems to go viral.
Did that raise their viewers at all for Big Brother?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
Yes. Are you concerned over maybe in future seasons of Big Brother Canada, will they be casting Robin Thicke's cousin on a future season of Big Brother Canada?
Watch, Justin Bieber's like sisters and brothers are gonna be on there. So yeah, that is concerning. It should be for normal people. Like no one should have an advantage, especially because like America and Canada has so much influence in the game. So when they already have that many votes, that's not fair.
Neda, did you see that Justin Bieber also tweeted about Frankie Grande this week?
Yeah, I did actually see that.
Yes, Justin Bieber tweeted that Frankie Grande, thanks for saying...
Justin Bieber watch Big Brother. No way.
I believe the story is that he has the same management as Ariana Grande. But he said thank you for saying all the nice things, and his fam is so proud of him. So
you would tweet about me. I'm just jealous.
Why? Are you a fan of the Biebs?
Who's not a fan of the Biebs?
Probably.
I've got really embarrassing music taste. Like I like One Direction.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's still okay now. If you like One Direction in 5 years, I think that's kind of like where Bieber is.
Okay, you can check back with me later.
We'll check back. All right, let's jump into some of the questions from you guys. Brian, was there anything else from the episode that we didn't touch on?
No.
Okay.
The funny thing, no. Let's just go ahead.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and jump in. Okay. Here we go. Here's our first question, and this comes to us from Survivor Fan 7, who says, "Does it really matter whether Derek takes Caleb or Cody along with Victoria to the final 3?" Well, the question is, will one of those guys realize that they can beat Victoria more easily than they can beat Derek? That's a problem, right, Neda?
Yeah, of course. Like we said, I think Cody's kind of a little bit of a wild card. Not really, but out of those people, he would be the person I'd be the most sketched out about taking to the end.
Yeah. It's tricky business because it's just like you have like that. I'm trying to think of what the right analogy is. It's almost like you have like this delicious like apple pie sitting there on the windowsill, and you know that one of these guys is going to try to have sex with that pie eventually if you just leave it there, right?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. It's like going, hey, nobody touch this pie until it's we're all going to eat it together. And then somebody's gonna do something inappropriate. Okay. What Up 5 says, Neda, I know that one of your picks to win preseason was Cody. Have you been disappointed by his game at all? Do you think he deserves to win?
I have been a little bit disappointed just because he hasn't really made his own moves as much as I would have liked. He's kind of been in Derek's shadow. But I think he does have a pretty decent strategy sticking with Derek, who has taken him this far. Like, why would he go and change that when it's been working out for him? I think that if right now Derek doesn't win, I would want Cody to win. So.
Yeah, I think Cody has an outside shot to win this thing. He's been somewhat invisible in the second half of the season, but he's been okay. He won a huge veto tonight. I think he helped his chances, but I still think that Derek's got this about 90%, right?
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Okay. So Will Northrup says, should Derek and Cody have split votes and forced Caleb to vote out Frankie, or is Beast Mode too unpredictable? I say Beast Mode is way too unpredictable. What do you think now?
Oh my God, I would never risk that with him. He's crazy.
Yeah, but here's
Caleb wanted that.
Yes, that's what he wanted, but you don't want to give the guy's name is Beast Mode Cowboy. Neda, I thought it was very revealing how good Derek and I guess Cody are at the game, in that Frankie was complaining to them about how he's mad at Caleb for doing this, when, if anything, it was Caleb was the one who was resistant to doing this, and it was Derek and Cody that forced the issue.
Do you think that, like, Frankie knows that, though? He just knew that Derek and Cody are the ones voting, so he was trying to make them, I don't know.
Brian, what's your take on that?
He did, even afterwards, he seemed to give Derek a free pass on voting against him because he had family. I just think that it's clear signs of, you're putting Derek's family in front of your possibility of winning money at this point. It's just ridiculous.
Everyone loves Derek. Like, no one doesn't like Derek. That's crazy.
What about Brian? What about Brian Lynch?
Oh, true. I forgot about him.
That's part of the thing too. Like, it's
house and jury.
He was on Team America. Frankie knew that was a public vote, so Derek is obviously popular, so he's never going to turn against someone popular.
Yeah, and also Derek tonight voted in the competition of how many seconds did the competition last when the Big Brother players came back into the house. Derek voted 420. So now all the stoners are going to vote for Derek to win America's Favorite Player.
It's trying to be cool.
That's police code, buddy. We know what you're telling us, Derek, with your subliminal messages.
He's smart. He's just trying to get all the fans that way.
I think so. Everybody's like, "Hey, man, Derek's cool. He voted 420. Vote for him."
Why not?
Yeah, he just got McRae's vote also. Oh my God. Go to R. Vandervest, who says, could Derek hear the crowd gasp when he almost selected the wrong answer in the second question? Is that why he switched? A couple people were saying this on Twitter tonight, Neda.
That's what I think, too, because sometimes you can hear them. There was, in the final HOH that I did with John, when we were choosing our questions, the one that I got wrong, he turned his after mine, and I could kind of hear the crowd cheering. So I considered for a second. I'm like, oh, shoot, should I change it? Does that mean he, got... But yeah, you can definitely hear, and it can affect your way of decision making.
If these people,
go ahead.
If these people are just like random people they picked up out of whatever, how are they supposed to know the answers to these questions anyway?
For ours, the answers were on a screen, so the audience could see what the real answer was.
That's what I was going to say. The same thing, Brian. Yeah.
Well, I did not know this. Thank you.
So the audience, so Julie Chen has a teleprompter, and it says the answer is after, and everybody in the room can see it, and then Derek is on the wrong thing.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh my God. Okay.
Again, brother's not fake.
Who knows? We'll have to go back and watch the tape and see if we can really tell. But that is interesting. That's very interesting. Does the house need to be in a soundproof room? Like, do you think that's an issue, Neda, or do you like the audience interaction with the show?
As someone being in the house, I did like it because it gives you a little bit of information from the outside. But it can also screw with you too. So I don't know. I don't know. Like times where we would hear cheers for like Sabrina, and we're like, oh my God, is she actually liked or something? So it does confuse you a little bit and can give you false information too.
What did you think of the Battle of the Block this season? Did you like it? Would you like to see that come over to Big Brother Canada next year?
No, because I think that's what made this season so boring, is they got rid of everyone, and then it's just been uninteresting, I think. And I think they kept Battle of the Blocks going way too long, too.
I agree with that. Also, some news from CBS tonight as well that Big Brother has been renewed for a 17th season next summer. And so, in a related story, Rob as a Podcast has been renewed through the summer of 2015. Neda, can you believe it?
Hey, that's so exciting! Woo!
Yes. Very exciting. So we will do it all again next summer as well. Although maybe it doesn't need to be as long as this summer.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know if we need a 40-episode Big Brother season again. I think that we.
How long is it usually?
Usually, I think. Well, this past year they started it 2 weeks earlier, and this year they stayed on the same schedule. It used to start like the week after 4th of July and go until the middle of September. And now they've added basically like 3 additional weeks to it, right, Brian?
Yes, I mean the last 2 seasons have been really long.
Yeah, so they added 2 weeks on the beginning, and then they added 1 week on the end also. So yeah, it's a lot.
What are we up to, 90 days or so?
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly how many.
Some shorter ones are like 70 in comparison.
Yeah. All right. 33. Scotty Pimpin says, anyone else notice they spoiled the veto multiple times in the beginning, showing him in the red chairs? You know, I did see that on Twitter. It didn't bother me because I had already known what was going on. But if you didn't know, then I guess you did get spoiled.
Well, you kind of have to willingly look at the card to read it, right?
What happened?
No, I think they're saying like in the show they showed Frankie sitting on the nomination chairs.
Oh.
So the veto was spoiled that he didn't get himself off the veto.
Oh, well, I mean, like, yeah.
Yeah.
5 feet, or I guess you wouldn't really.
Okay, Seth94 says, if Neda played Big Brother with Derek, would she align with him or get him out? Oh, this would be very interesting, Neda. What would you do?
Align with him for the first little bit of the game, and then definitely get him out. He's sketchy looking. Like, I wouldn't have trusted him this whole game. Like, his face doesn't look trustworthy to me. I don't know how all these people, like him so much.
Yeah, what did you think about Cody said, oh, there's Derek with his pig nose. What did you think of that, Neda?
I think Cody's a little ridiculous, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, what is Cody, like, roasting everybody tonight? And then he also said something else about, was it...
alcohol right before the show to make him interesting or something?
I don't know. I think what did he say? Something about, like, Pow Pow's face, and then if he saw that hamster, he would be up on a chair.
Oh, my.
He was very cutting tonight, Cody.
Cody tonight?
I don't know. He hasn't had anybody to snuggle with for a month, and he's been very upset.
That's true. Now Frankie's gone, so he really has no one.
He has nobody except for Victoria. That's it. Okay. Grouchy wants to say, Big Brother showed an advertisement for casting for BB17. Does this rule out the possibility for an all-star season next year? No. No, it does not. I think that they'll...
Agree.
I don't think it rules it out.
Yeah, they've
been open about like even changing twists and stuff at the last second, so they could go through a whole casting process and then just ditch it all.
Here's what will happen. Every Big Brother alumni from between now and June 17th, if not later, is going to say, oh, next season's All-Stars. Did you hear next season's All-Stars? It's All-Stars. It's All-Stars. Eric Stein's in sequester right now. It's All-Stars. It's All-Stars. And then it'll be all new people. And I'm trying to think of what famous person we could put into the house. It'll be all famous people, and the drummer from One Direction from they don't play instruments in One Direction. What am I talking about? What am I talking about?
Is it sad that I know the backup band's like drummer name?
Yeah, it'll be Nick Lachey's neighbor is going to be with 15 new people.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, this is JJ Rules 07. Will there be another house guest on BB17 that has a relationship with a famous celebrity like Alyssa and Frankie? Yes, I just told you. Nick Lachey's neighbor is going to be on it. Niraj Yoshi says, is it time for Derek to finally make that big move and take out one of the boys instead of taking out the easy target that is Victoria? Yes, I believe that that's going to be the case. But here's the thing. Derek's not going to have any blood on his hands. He's going to throw the veto.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not going to. He doesn't want any part of this veto.
Would it be better for him to get rid of Cody?
Get rid of Cody. Oh my God.
If we're worried about Cody being the one to turn on Derek in the end, and Caleb's so dumb, is the move to get rid of Cody this week then?
Oh my God. Would Cody ever take Victoria to the end, Neda?
Yeah, there's definitely a chance of Cody taking Victoria to the end. I don't think there's a chance of Caleb doing that, so smartest move would be to take out Cody, I think.
Derek, I would never take Victoria to the final two. Beast Mode Cowboy don't play that way. I'm the biggest comp beast in this hell house. I'm so tired of hearing about how Caleb and Frankie are such competition beasts. I really am.
Oh, so am I, because, okay, first off, this season has had how many competitions? Like, it doesn't count if you have so many more competitions to compete in. Also, I just don't care about competitions in Big Brother.
Yes, overrated. Who cares? Michael Morose wants to say also, which house guests do you think will be shocked by what the viewers think of them? I would have to say every single one of them. Except Zach. Except Zach.
Yeah, no, that's true. No, I would agree.
Right, Brian? Is there any? I guess Nicole and Hayden won't be surprised.
No, well, I mean, the people that received some good feedback when they were exited, the jury members will not be surprised. They know what's up.
Yeah. Okay, let's do one or two more questions here. Getting ready for Sons of Anarchy live tonight on post-show recaps coming up in just a little bit, 11:30 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, let's take a question from Chris Allen, who says, I wonder if Derek is going to go beast mode cop and try to win the rest of the comps. Would only add to the legend if it turned it on and at the end and dominated. Neda, I think this is a bad idea for Derek to win the veto this week, because then he has to get blood on his hands.
I agree. I think his whole game has been not getting blood on his hands, and also, I don't know, if he does prove he's a competition beast, that might even be more reason for Cody not to take him to final two. So, no, I don't think it's the smartest move for him.
Yeah, I would agree with that. One last question here with Neda from the great Keith Dixon, who says, who is RHAP officially endorsing for America's favorite house guest? This is a good question. All right, Neda, do you have somebody that are you giving the endorsing somebody for all of Canada?
Zach. Vote Zach.
Vote Zach for Neda.
Yeah.
I am going to agree. And here's why. I think for me, it's between Zach and Donnie. Donnie got money from Team America. Zach kind of got screwed by other people making money in the house. And Donnie was also in on some of that money making that screwed over Zach. So I would say vote Zach as well for America's favorite. Brian, what's your take on this?
Obviously, I don't vote. I would say the same thing. However, there is going to be a lot of people voting for Frankie. People want to pool their votes up to give it to Zach in this way to prevent Frankie from winning it based off of whatever vote his family can push out for him. But, I mean, it's really going to be between Zach and Frankie, I figure.
Okay.
I feel like Zach and Donnie's shot of winning is so low just because people are going to be splitting the votes for them. So I think if people just decided on one person and voted for that person, they would win. But just because the votes are going to be split and if Frankie's there, I think Frankie's going to win.
All right, we'll see what happens. And if it would be hilarious if Frankie did not win because, I don't know. It seemed like it took a couple tries for him to get Team America. Like, Joey was the first person they put into Team America. So I wonder if Ariana Grande tells her fans to do something, are they going to sit there and vote 20 times for Frankie like the hardcore Big Brother fans are? I don't know.
It would piss Frankie off more if Zach won over him than Donnie, for sure.
There you go, people.
No. I don't know if that's a thing now.
That's Zach's thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, Neda, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight. I'm glad we got to talk to you before the end of the season, and this was a great spot for you, Neda.
Thanks, guys. Thanks a lot.
Are you doing the house guest hangout tomorrow night?
No, I'm still doing it on Thursday night, so it'll be Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Check out Neda on the House Guest Hangout. And how do people find that?
It's globaltv.com/bigbrother.
Boom.
There you go.
There you go. All right, and so we are going to have a jam-packed show tomorrow night. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one coming up Wednesday night, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, as we are only 1 week away from the big night, the finale of Big Brother 16, and also the premiere of Survivor. And by the way, if you haven't seen it yet, Nicole and I did our full preview of Survivor San Juan del Sur this past weekend. That's up for you guys on robhasawebsite.com. So a lot to do this week. Hope everybody, if you're interested, is going to come on over and check out Sons of Anarchy live tonight with myself and Josh Wigler, 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you again soon.